All right, this is lesson 7 and typographic design. We're going to go to Browse and Bridge. And I'm already here in my CIB lesson 7 folder. You can just do my computer if you want, or start with you as a user if you're using a Mac, and find your directory path so you get to the start file. You can also look at the end file if you want. I'm just going to go right in with the start file. And we're going to do a save as immediately. Change the name to 7 working and my initials in it. And I'm going to put it into my lessons completed folder, create a new folder for it. And save. You can do a command 0, or it's under view, fit in window, fit on screen, excuse me. I like my keyboard shortcuts. It's much faster to just use them. I'm gonna get our rulers out. That's also under view, but you can see it's Command R. It's down here. So that's how to make them show and hide. So Command R, and we're going to pull out a vertical ruler guide to the halfway point. So this is a 4 1/4 ruler guide because my file is 8 1/2. And with that guide out there, we're going to go ahead and select pattern fill layer 1 and get the horizontal type tool. And we're going to set it up with Minion Pro Regular and a point size of 115 points. So definitely display type size. And we're going to put the center text button. It's already selected. And in the character panel, we're going to change our tracking to 50. So we're going to look under Window, Character, and set our tracking up to 50. And then take our horizontal type tool and click right on our line and type typecast, all caps. Oops. And then you can hit the commit button. And I think what I'm going to do is grab my move tool and just take my arrow keys and bump it down a little bit so it's safely inside. It looks like I need to center just a little bit. So we're going to double click the typecast text to edit it. And we're going to open up the font family pop-up menu in the options bar. And you can do so and kind of hover your cursor over there and you can see it'll change to these different looks depending on what it is that you're over. They want us to resolve this with a, we have a serif font currently. So these little feet and things like that are ears are serifs. So we're going to go to a sans serif font, meaning without them, and that's Myriad Pro. So I'm just going to type it because I have a pretty big list of fonts, so it's easier to just go Myriad Pro and semi-bold. Okay. That does look a little bit more modern. And save a file. Command S. Okay, we've done masking before. This is a clipping mask. The only difference is a clipping mask uses a path. And you may know, but all type is actually object-based. So our type has a path embedded in it. So we're going to do a file lays embedded. And we're going to go to our start folder. And look for the metal tiff and say place. Okay. So that's down here, and we're going to move it up to the top. I'm just going to hold the shift key when I push it up there. Find a nice, comfortable place to put it. And press enter or return. It actually is placed. Choose create clipping mask from the layers panel menu. So here's the layers panel menu and create clipping mask. Right? That's pretty easy. If there's something you don't like or you want to see what happens when you select the typecast layer, then click the Add a Layer Style button at the bottom of the Layers panel. What we're going to do is an inner shadow. And we're going to set up the following. Opacity to 48 right here. The distance to 18. The choke to 0. And the size to 16. Make sure your preview option is checked so you can see how it looks. And you could play around with some of these settings if you want. Okay, so then we're going to say OK and do a Command S. We're saving our file. Next is creating type on the path. In the layers panel, we're going to select the model layer and choose window paths to show the paths panel. Well, mine's already out, so it's right here. I'm just going to push it forward. And then in the paths panel, select the speech path, where you only have one path. And the path pops up coming around where our mouth is. Select the horizontal type tool. And in the options bar, click the right align text button. So that would be rag left, flush right. And in the character panel, select the following settings. We're going to go to Myriad Pro, font style of regular. We're going to go to a 14 point with a tracking of a -10. So tracking is the space between more than 2 letters. We want a color of white, so we'll click the color chip, and we could type in 255, tab 255, tab 255, or you could drag the slider up into the upper right-hand corner and say OK. And we're going to select all caps. And move the horizontal type tool over the path. When a small slanted line appears across the I bar, click near the end of the path closest to the model's mouth and type what's new in 3D. So that's important that you start here because we're rag left, flush right, so when you get that little symbol, just click there and type in what's new in 3D. What's new in 3D type? Question mark. Okay, with the horizontal type tool, select 3D type and change its font to a style bold. In the layers panel, select the what's new in 3D type layer and choose duplicate. So we're going to say from our pop-up menu, duplicate layer. And it says click OK. So the layer's on top of the first one, so you can't really see that it's even there because it looks identical. So we're going to choose Edit Free Transform Path. And we're going to put a rotation of about 15 degrees, then shift the path up above the first path. So let's go with our rotation. And a little bit further. Sometimes it's tricky. I'll take 15.1. Okay, and we're going to move the path up. So it's somewhere like that. With the type tool, select 3D in the upper copy of the type text layer and replace it with web. So what's new in web type? Click the commit button. Repeat steps. The last steps, replacing the words 3D type with type effects, and rotate left side of the path -15 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and say down to our what's new in 3D type layer, duplicate the layer, say OK, and then we're going to get our edit free transform path, and we're going to rotate the other way. About 15 degrees. Move it down. Oops, not that. Move it down. Okay, there we go. Now I got the move to a little black arrow, right? Somewhere about here. And say done. Oop, maybe not. Move it down. Reposition a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to replace those 3D type with type effects. Say type. And we're going to save our file. So we're going to zoom in on our type. And we're going to right click for Windows or control click the what's new in 3D type layer in the layers panel. And choose warp text. And that dialog box will choose wave in the style menu. And select the horizontal option. It's already selected, radio button. We're going to select a blend of 33 and a horizontal distortion of -23. And a vertical distortion of 5. And then say OK. Repeat this to warp the other two text layers you typed on a path. So we'll just go control click. -33, -23, and 5. And then the last one, and save your file. Okay, so we want to see a little bit more of the document, so I'm going to zoom out. Grab a guide from the left vertical ruler, placing it approximately 1/4 from the bright edge of the canvas. So another ruler guide all the way out to right there. And then drag a horizontal ruler guide 2 inches from the top of the canvas. Let's drag that down to there. Position the move tool near the edge of the yellow sticky note in the lower right-hand corner of the image, and then it appears as a black pointer. Double click to open up the note. All 9 lines of the text should be selected. If they aren't, click in the note text and do a select all, Command A, or then we're going to copy. So Command C, I'll edit, copy. And close the notes panel. Select the model layer. And then select the horizontal type tool. Position the pointer where the guides intersect, about 1/4 inch from the right edge and 2 inches from the top of the canvas. And then hold down the Shift key as you start to drag a text box down and to the left. Then release the Shift key and continue dragging until the box is about 4 inches wide by 6 inches high. Okay, so let's do that. Pretty close. So now I'm going to do an edit paste, and our type comes. Select the first 3 lines, and then apply the following settings. So Myriad Pro, we got Myriad Pro. Style is going to be regular. Size is going to be 70 point. Leading is going to be 55. And tracking to 50. Color is white. It's already chosen from the last time. And with the text still selected, click the right align. I already have that as well. Select the word trend and change the font style to bold. Okay, now we're going to go on and format the rest of the type. Select the rest of the type you pasted in. The character panel, font family Myriad Pro, style regular, font size 22, leading to 28, tracking to 0, and deselect all caps. It switched on me a little bit. So text does look okay, but it's all the same right now. So let's see, let's select what's hot. And change the following. We're going to do the font style to bold and size to 28. It's already at 28. I must have already set them to 28. It was 22 with a 28 leading. 28 leading. Oh, point size 28. There we go. It's what we actually call set solid when the point size and the leading is the same. Repeat step 10 for what's not. Twenty-eight. Okay. Select the word trend. You know something, let's do this one again. I think didn't take my point size. There we go. Okay, now select the word trend. In the character panel, change the text color to blue. The suggestion is R0, G174, and blue 239. Says hit the commit button and save your changes. Command S. With the move tool, we're going to right-click Windows or Control-click Mac near the top left corner of the yellow note icon and choose delete. And we're going to hide our guides. View, show, deselect guides. Then do a fit on screen, Command 0, and save our file. Okay. compress it and put it up.